Hey, Mike with No Problems Gaming here, and today's video will be doing a review on Morkull Ragast Rage, so let's get into it. Now this game is a Metroidvania action platformer with a slight Hollow Knight-like feel, and you'll play as Morkull, the god of death and darkness, as he goes on a quest to break out of his video game prison. And so it's sort of a Deadpool-like feel to the game where he'll be regularly breaking the fourth wall and talking to you as the player. And it's a little bit humorous, but I don't know if it really lands home. And the story overall is pretty minimal. And again, it does have that Hollow Knight-like feel, but at the same time, I definitely don't think it holds a candle to that game whatsoever. It has kind of that similar aesthetic where it's almost like an undead world, and you've got like a skull-like body to yourself. But again, I really don't think the quality is here in this game as compared to Hollow Knight. And the gameplay itself, though, focuses on some light exploration and some Metroidvania elements, as you'll need to find keys scattered throughout the realm to unlock doors and make your way to escaping this video game world. And so in this process, you'll need to defeat bosses and acquire new power-ups and abilities. You'll also need to defeat several locked rooms that are filled with enemies to continue to progress and find switches to unlock new areas. And some of these additional powers will also allow you access to new areas in the game where these Metroidvania elements come into play. I will say though that the combat can feel satisfying in some cases, but other times it can definitely be frustrating where, again, there are these arena-like rooms that you need to clear all the enemies to progress further in the game, but often these are quite a ways past a save point, and you'll need to go through some challenging platforming to even get to these areas to start with. And so again, if you die or fail in these areas, it's going to take you a lot of time to backtrack and get back through these areas in order to take on these enemy challenges again. And so I think if you like a challenge or like that aspect, you'll definitely enjoy that. But again, at times for me, I felt that it was pretty frustrating to have to continue to redo areas time and time again. You'll also have upgradable abilities for your hero. So again, this can unlock new combos for your character. It can be general power-ups where your hero has different potions that they can use and find scattered throughout the game, almost like heart pieces in a Legend of Zelda game. So when you acquire enough, you'll eventually earn a new potion, or sometimes you can find a full one hidden throughout the game. But then there's also powers you can have for your character to make them more effective and heal more life for your character, as an example. And so that can give you some second wind opportunities to hopefully take on additional enemies and clear these challenging rooms. And as I mentioned, you do upgrade some of your abilities where you can unlock new combos. There's a basic attack and a heavy attack, but honestly, I really only found myself using the basic attack through the entire game. Unless there was a specific enemy where I had to use a heavy attack, I never really found myself using that, or even some of the upgradable powers to do more damage. It was just that basic attack whenever I possibly could use that. I do think the boss fights are fun, but again, they're kind of few and far between in this game. There's really only a couple of them that you'll find on your journey. And so I really wish there was more of them as I played through the game. And again, the platforming can be really fun at times and also very challenging, but as I mentioned before, often you'll need to travel long distances to even get to the challenging platforming elements. So again, if you die or can't make it through this on your first try, you really have to restart way back at the save point and travel all the way back there again, dodging enemies to even get to these platforming areas. And so again, that can be a bit frustrating if you don't make it through the first time. Now, when I played this game, I actually played it on the Switch, and I did kind of feel like it was a little bit glitchy. There were times where it would freeze and I'd have to restart the game. I also saw that there was a lot of weird black lines all over the game, almost like it was outlining the different graphics that were happening in the game. I don't think that was supposed to be there. I know you're kind of trying to break out of a video game world, but I think that that was not intentional, as it does look a little bit odd. The first few areas of the game didn't have this going on, but as I progressed further, I noticed this more and more. So I'm not really sure if that's a Nintendo Switch problem or that's kind of across the board on other platforms. I'm not really sure. I would also sometimes get stuck in a running position going one direction, and I'm not sure if that was the controller I was using. I don't really have any experience of that happening on other games that I've played, but it would constantly happen if I was trying to use the joysticks. So again, I just switched to using the D-pad for the entire game. Again, it might not be a game specific thing. It could have just been my controller, but I did notice that happening quite a few times on my playthrough as well. And so again, I'll say the game was definitely fun in some parts, but it's not very polished at this time, at least on the Nintendo Switch when I was playing it. So unfortunately, I would probably say to avoid this game, or at the very least, check it out on some other platform, or maybe wait for a couple updates. I know the game just came out, so could be issues with that as well. But if you did want to pick this up, I would certainly recommend not doing it on Nintendo Switch at this time, or waiting till it's on sale, or maybe there's some different updates that come out for the game when it becomes a little bit more polished. So is this a Hollow Knight contender? I don't really think so. I think that's kind of the aesthetic and the vibe they were going through in this game, but I don't think it holds a candle to that game whatsoever at this time. But with that said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you played this game yet? Have you checked this out before? Let me know your thoughts. Is this something you're going to pick up, or are you going to try it on some other platforms outside of Switch? Or maybe you've played it and you haven't experienced some of these glitches I've been talking about in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And again, if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, as it really helps out the channel. And another really cool way you can help support the channel is we actually partnered with a company, Geek Crate, that puts together various bundles. So whether you like things like Harry Potter, Pokemon, Naruto, Marvel, and more, they've got different bundles for everything. They have a subscription service you can take advantage of, or buy just one-time bundle packs of various items. And so if you did want to check that out and help support the channel, head to nerdproblemsgaming.com/Geek Crate, and you'll actually get 15% off your order and help support our channel at the same time. So if you want to take advantage of that cool discount, be sure to head there as well. And if you like videos like this on video games, board games, and everything nerdy, check out one of our other videos here. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications to get the latest updates of new nerd videos we put out. But once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you more soon.